Welcome, I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. I hope you're all doing well out there. Blessings and love to you all. Again, I am not a part of any religious belief system or secret society, any belief system of this world. I am all about the truth, and when it comes to revealing this truth, I am not to hold back. Now, I'm jumping on here this morning to share with you what I am receiving, what I am seeing at the moment. As many of you celestials know, we're part of something very unique. Celestials, you say? Well, this is what you should be at this time, a celestial. There'll be individuals that say, you can't say that. This is exactly what your Bible is saying. Rejoice, you heavens. You have a terrestrial, a natural body, and a spiritual and celestial body. Rejoice, you heavens. You have flipped from the first earthly man Adam to the heavenly man Adam. Knowing that you are part of something very unique, watching, going by the day, you are regarded as a celestial. By now, you have stuck on incorruptibility and immortality. Jesus Christ comes with his angels. He's all about the heavenly origins. In a vesture dipped in blood, because he's formed in us, in the temple of God, as we're told in the Bible. We are told our citizenship is in heaven. You are now regarded as a celestial. So Brother Dana posted about a celestial event that's taking place this weekend with the moon in Libra. Going over Brother Dana's post, there was a music video that jumped to mind. I was going over Raw Repent's video, and I couldn't believe the next music video that jumped to mind. I'm like, there it is again. 2. 1, where we are following the script, the play, the plot, the patterns in the Bible, and the other that's following the world. I could see something. I could distinguish between these two categories: to sleep, those who are ready. These two timelines, one that's part of a course of action, going through refining, and another timeline that goes forward into a wonderful future, whereby those who are of the celestial family come into restoration and healing. So again, I've posted Brother Dana's presentation in my community tab. And the music video that came to mind was Taylor Swift, Ice Spice, Karma, with the scales. Okay. Now, this video appears to be part of the completion of the souls, 777, with Father residing in and among the sons of God. That's part of a prime 3.144. And that's in connection with a high watch this weekend. Okay. Whether we say anything on the world stage, I know with everything we've been receiving and the convergence of all the signs and symbols, the messages, it is a high watch weekend. And we've got to keep watch, because we keep growing with knowledge and wisdom, grasping things to a greater degree, and we're going forward into eternity with our blessed hope, keeping each other encouraged with the good news, because you are destined for a wonderful future, as I'm going to elaborate on in a minute. Okay. So we have this morning the moon in the scales. We have Venus in the Scarab, the Cancer constellation, connected to heaven, with Mercury now in Leo, just under the sickle, where we also have the Sun. Notice 744. Okay. So watching Raw Repents video, where he mentions about the 7th of September with the flood, this came to mind. Okay. Doja Cat, Weekend, You're Right. This is connected with the 923. The ratio 1.618. Okay. On the 7th of September, we have Jupiter in the watch or wrist of Pollux. It's time. We also have Venus then in the claw of the crab. Yod He Va He. Again, hand, where your consciousness goes, reality flows. Behold, you're bearing witness to where you stand, which is holy ground. To that which you've pinned yourself, hand, behold, pinned, tied down, married to, sealed to, behold, the state. Yod He Va He, the name of God that you bear in your forehead. 26. The Sun and Mercury is in the feet of Leo, shall we say. Again, feet connected with soul. Then we got the ring put on Virgo near Spica. Mars is in the fingers of Virgo, Spica. A ring. Remember the allegory in Lord of the Rings where the Hobbit sits on a ring behind his back and it disappears? We also have the blood moon going on. A blood moon in Aquarius. I'm like, oh my goodness me. This is in connection with the video, the allegory in Doja Cat, The Weekend, You're Right. Going over Raw Repents video, loving Simology, it was all there. With what Brother Daniel was saying, with all his connections, all the data was going in accordance with the allegories in this music video. 2 music videos literally showing me what is before us in a very short period. Weeks now before us, I'm seeing these 2 timelines clear as day, like wow. I'm showing you in such a way that you can see for yourselves. If you've been following me for a while, you should be seeing it yourself and it's shouting out. John 12:31. Now judgment is upon this world. Now the prince of this world will be cast out. John 16:11. And in regards to judgment, because the prince of this world has been condemned. Now the Father judges no man. There is a judge. That judge is man. You die once. After that there is judgment. By that which you've judged, that which you've measured, you're going to be measured by. You're going to find yourself in a world that you've accepted as a belief, where your consciousness is going, your reality is flowing. if it's been out there in the courtyard, being tread on by the Gentiles, Father is not mocked, man will reap what he sows. For his name's sake, he does this. He is a just God. John 14:30. I will not speak with you much longer, for the prince of this world is coming. Where it gets really dark, because the locusts coming out of the pit, the population growing. We need to do the works before midnight, which has all been done. We are right at the end. And he has no claim on me, because we're not the first earthly man, Adam. The Elementives. We're afflicted heavenly man, Adam, becoming celestials. Rejoice, you heavens, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. In John 4:4, you belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out his desires. You want to play along as the first earthly man, Adam, the Elementive, and conform with the narrative of the world ruled by the evil one. The fiery red face Adam playing asleep Cain in the land of Nod. And so the screen is going to be erected for you. That which you expect, that which you've judged, that which you believe in, so shall it be. For you have all that which you already want and that which you expect. If you go along with everyone else, it's the blind leading the blind, as we're told in the Bible. And off they go. He was a murderer from the beginning, refusing to uphold the truth because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language because he's earthly. Flesh gives birth to flesh. Because he is a liar and a father of lies. It's a shadow-centric copy reality. It is a world full of darkness and lies. 2 Corinthians 4:4. The God of this age has blinded the minds of the unbelievers so they cannot see the light. They cannot see us. That's why we're known as the hidden ones. So they cannot see the light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. And where is Christ? The mystery in you. Matthew 13:19. When anyone hears the message of the kingdom but does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what has or was sown in his heart. This is the seed sown along the path. I have seen this with many individuals who are, should we say, dipping their toes in, trying to seek the truth, but they cannot let go of this world and their religious indoctrination. And so they get pulled in by the attractions of Sheol, by matter, by all the tools and toys, the deception, the many layers of darkness and seeds that's placed before an individual. Five mentions there's many devices that's being used to pull you into a world of darkness, the matter, where you come from the perspective of the carnal mind that leads to pain and destruction, plain as the first earthly man, Adam. When you should be now coming from the spirit, the, should we say, the consciousness, sentience awareness as a multi-dimensional star being that come out of Jacob. You're not the body, mind, or its concepts. You've taken control over the man and your immediate environment, the terrestrial world, matter. And you've been investing for a wonderful future. Romans 1:21. For although they knew God, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but they become futile in their thinking and darkened in their foolish hearts. What's this referring to? I see this all the time with the individuals that I've come across where Father has been giving them these wonderful precepts and they've been sharing with us the things they've received from Father, but they are religious, churchy, where they will not acknowledge God in them. And this is where they fall short, because they're waiting for Lord Jesus Christ outside of them. That makes them an antichrist, as told us in the Bible. Romans 1:28. And since they did not see fit to acknowledge God in them, as them, God gave them up to a debased mind to do what not ought to be done, because they will not acknowledge the I amness, the name of God and the Son in their forehead. They're waiting for something outside. They fall short. They are not ready. They're not understanding that this is the kingdom, that you are heaven and earth unto itself in a cubic reality, having your being in God and God in you. And so because of this lack of understanding, lack of vision, lack of knowledge, they die, as told us in the Bible. What does it mean by die? You fall asleep. The Queen says, off with the heads, and you go along in the abyss, playing your roles. And when it comes to dropping a garment, you go back 10 steps, or there's other courses of action that will be applied with your soul that's traversing through the space-time continuum. You are in quantum immortality. If you want to change, you are to do it right here, right now, and get knowledge and wisdom and understand God and acknowledge God in you as you, part of your consciousness, your mind, your thought, word and deed. But your religious belief systems, they will not accept it. This requires you being a doer of the word. They think just confessing the name, they're good to go. If that was the case, why do we get all these other verses about accepting the instructions and corrections that we would put on a new name? Name means nature, taking control over our man and investing in the kingdom. The parable of the talents, there is all these verses that readdresses the importance of the investment, reworking the clay. If it was the case of just confessing the name and you're good to go, why have all these other verses and instructions in the Bible? All the precepts and the mysteries. Really think about that. As I've said, I do not go by any religious belief system. Do not get pulled into it. Because many, shall we say, because of what's going on with the world stage, and be careful what I say and how I approach this, make sure I articulate and convey it correctly, not to trigger anyone. I come from love, experience and compassion. But because the world, in its degradation, many panic when we had all these harbingers and warnings over the years, and I'm fully aware these individuals knew of the Watchmen who talked about the Great Revelation 12 sign back in the year 2017, but no one wanted to listen. Years ago, I felt as though the world turned its back to God and put its finger up. I said this to my mum. I could see it and the world wasn't interested. But now, because of the way the world is going, many are like panicking. And what's the first thing they do? Go straight to your religious belief systems. Literally caught by the snares of the devil. This is why the true followers, the language given to us in the Bible, excuse me, he says we boast of a different gospel. I come from the mystery. There's this language where the follower, the apostle, approaches an individual and asks him, who is that God you are worshipping? And they said, I don't know. And he goes through this area, asking individuals who are worshipping these idols and these statues, praying to their gods, and he's asking them, who is that God you are praying to? And none of them can answer him correctly. Even in the thing they are worshipping, they don't even know what they were worshipping. That is the language given to us in the Bible. I went to the shop this morning. We come out the shop and my son turns to me. He says, Dad, that old man only come into the shop to buy paper, and that was it. And I was like, I could see where he was coming from. I was like, what's worse, son? It's so much what's in the papers now is probably generated by AI. It's all fictitious. It can be heavy, but we are not to judge. I've experienced the world before the internet, and there was these individuals that will work for a paper, that will travel quite long distances for a story. But in the age that we are in, AI is going to generate it all. And yet, it's still a very small, should we say, presentation of what goes on within the lie. Still small presentation of what goes on within the lie, the matrix itself. Many live in a goldfish bowl. And I said to my son, I've experienced all the different degrees of intelligence, of mind, from the wise and the foolish to the wise. And it's been mind-blowing to see, without judging or criticizing, where I've gone from being as nout to who I am now. And there's almost a survival guilt that creeps in as you are growing exponentially. But this is soon overturned from the grace of God given to us. Is this not true? I studied about the psychological makeup, and I was explaining to my son, he's going to take that paper home, read all the vials, and be pleased of the state that he's in, where the paper justifies its existence in his goldfish bowl, to keep it simple. I'm not judging them. It's them playing the LARP. And when they're of mature age, they settle, they make do with the presentation of the world presented to them. Like a Faraday cage placed over the mind, that keeps them in a comfortable zone, where they will do the bare minimum with this horrible thought, like a splinter in the mind. I'm old, and what comes next is death. So I will take what I have this day and enjoy in my lot, as told us in the book of Limitations in the Bible. That's a very sad and sorrowful existence when there is so much more for them. And so there's another course of action for them. For God is merciful and loving. They play their roles, and then there's a reset with that individual. And there'll be another course of action where, in a timeline, they will also come into sentience, being, after being absorbed by the spectrum. Energy, our soul, that which is real, that which is. You can't destroy energy, atoms. It just changes form. It's relocated. That's all. And so many spend many eons asleep playing their roles. We are not to judge or criticize. So many are prejudiced. They have their rights. And they go out their way to fight against the reality pasted around their minds like a Faraday cage, because they are comfortable living a lie. You are to let them get on with it. I cannot convince anyone of anything. I'm not here to prove myself. The things that I've been saying recently, man will not understand it. They cannot even comprehend it. I received a comment from a wonderful individual that was being kind with their words, liking the channel, and said, I can't believe you ain't got millions of views. This world cannot accept the truth. And the more that you followed along, this would become very apparent to you. But thank you for your kind words. The things of the Spirit, this world does not want to accept, because so many of the entities are of the dark matter itself. Flesh gives birth to flesh. Spirit gives birth to spirit. The Christ is not in them. And so they play as the first earthly man, Adam, the snake, the space-time continuum, erecting the realms the solar beings traverse through. Those that open the matrix belong to the Lord. I have gone through so much and had everything open to me that I've got nothing but time and compassion even for them. Even what they believe, I accept that's what they believe, and I can spend time with them and they can tell me about the world. Even though I know it's fake and all fictitious, I accept that's what they believe. And I've got nothing but time and love and compassion towards that individual. And I will not even say anything in regards to the truth, but I will give them my time and love and assistance, in which you don't see many in your religious belief systems going out the way, especially in the times that we are in, to really help those who are sinning, falling short, without, shall we say, preaching, but to be a service and accept them as themselves. So many have failed the test. Love is the fulfillment of the law. If you had been following me for a while, you would understand why this channel doesn't get so many views and subscribers, because it's the raw truth. And this world, as we're told in the Bible, it cannot accept the truth, and I am the truth. As we're told in the Bible, they're not going to accept you. Just remember this, because they did not accept me first. But for many of us, we're part of something very unique. This is all going to change. There is a wonderful future before you. In Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. In Proverbs 23:18, surely there is a future, and your hope will not be cut off. In Philippians 1:6, and I am sure of this, that he who began a good work in you will bring it to its completion. Again, in connection with the harvest. There is a world within a world, mentioned by Thoth. The world's plural, created by the word. You are to have love and compassion and shine your light, even with the eyes to see with what's going on in a time of great darkness and deception. And nonetheless, to be yourself and keep going forward, knowing that your eternal heavenly homes, not made of human hands, are going to be erected all around you when you are ruptured through the shell, the surface level of reality, where your cubic reality merges through into the next age. Sounds strange, doesn't it? Even though they are regarded as the man, the beast, or monsters that come out, there is still light and goodness in them. I still see the Christ in them. They're just playing their roles. There's been times where I've needed assistance in a shop. I was trying to buy some points for my son's game, a gift card, and it wasn't scanning properly. And this lovely lady, she come over, and I know it's thanks to Father, and that which I'm projecting and shining, come over and helped me. And I loved her. I know no one is perfect, and I know the archetypes and the characters that people play in the Matrix, in the duet, but I do not judge them. And what I'm seeing on YouTube today, where so many individuals in the religious communities, the conspiracy communities, are pointing fingers and hating, you are failing the test. To the pure, all things are pure. When you see me, you see the Father. And me listening to the commandments, to the instructions, the correction. When Father says, go to them, no matter what state they are in, and helping them, I see the love of our loving Father, who didn't care about the individual's belief systems, but was there for them individuals. I saw God in real time caring for literally everyone and anyone without any prejudice or judgment. There is a judge, that judge is man. And we, who are the celestials, should be here for these individuals from a place of love, wisdom, and compassion. Is this not true? By the fruits they bear, you'll recognize them. There is very few I see out there who are coming from a place of love and non-judgmental. And from a place that is non-judgmental, a place that is compassionate. I also see the individuals who believe they know it all. And I'm like, oh, really? And it could be fascinating to watch. And they know the truth. They know the truth so much they can't tell you. But you are to give them a like and support the channel and give them your money. And then they're going to tell us about all the dramas that's coming, all the calamity, because they know the truth. I'm like, whoa, this is getting exciting, isn't it? And it never unfolds the way that they expect. They love drama. They love the evil that comes through man, as told us in the Bible. And I love them. Because they're playing their own computer game with reality. They're entertaining themselves. They're dreaming. That's it. I see many are talking about UFOs and aliens. Many are seeing these rings, these circles in the skies. I know what they are. I know what the signs have been. Of course, many have made their own strange imaginings about things which is foretold us they would in the Bible. And yet, if we pay attention to all our texts, we can see what's going on. I've read the play, the plot, your scripture. Nonetheless, again, I leave and be. What is the verses given to us in the end of the Bible? Let the wicked be wicked and the righteous be righteous. You are to be yourself, shine your light and walk with the Father. Be in prayer and keep sober. Lift them up in your mind's eye. Be there for them. I don't see many being there for others. If I see an individual struggling, I go to offer my assistance every time. I can't help it because I am what I am, and the Father is in me as well as he's in you. The only difference is 1 in degree. I know I am awake. Are you? I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Love you guys. Have a great day.